What's up, pet people? My name's Lexia and welcome back to my channel. So for today, I'm just going to go over the 3 main reasons that I feel like Western hognose snakes make the absolute best beginner pet and or reptile for anyone who's looking at getting into the snake keeping hobby. We're going to go over handling, we're going to go over pricing, and then we're going to go over care. Now, this is not a care guide for Western hognose snakes. I will be releasing that video later on, but this is just a little, like I said, overview as to why I think they are one of the best snakes out there for beginners and even for experienced reptile owners. So if you're interested in that, please keep watching. Alright, so we're just going to jump right into the video here. As I previously stated, I'm going to be ranking or sorting the reasons that I feel like hognoses are great beginner snakes into 3 categories, and the first of those that I'm going to go over is handling. Now, whenever it comes to snakes, I believe that hognoses, such as my little Wilbur here, are some of the absolute best snakes whenever it comes to handling. They have a wonderful little temperament. They are small. They don't get much bigger than this. Honestly, Wilbur will not be getting much bigger than this due to the fact that he is a male. Females will be slightly larger than this, but not too bad. They will not get as big as like ball pythons, milk snakes, even corn snakes end up bigger than hognoses. As you can see, he just kind of continues to go through my fingers. He doesn't really wiggle too much. Whenever hognoses are a little bit younger and or going through their 2 to 3 age, they do become a little bit temperamental. They will false strike, hit you with their nose, and hiss quite a bit, but they grow out of that really quickly and honestly become some of the greatest snakes to handle. Wilbur, I think, likes being held. He seems to have no problem. He enjoys it a lot more than being out of his tank. He actually will slither right into my hand whenever I put it in his tank. They're just wonderful, wonderful little snakes, as you can see. I truly believe it doesn't get much better than this whenever it comes to handling. And like I said, once again, they don't get much bigger than this, so it makes it extremely easy to hold and take care of. So, handling, I would definitely give hognoses a 5 out of 5. And for temperament, a 5 out of 5 as well, but I put those two together because you can't really handle a snake that does not have a good attitude, and that's just how it is. So now, the second point that I'm going to touch base on and go over with you is the care/hardiness. Western hognose snakes are extremely hardy little snakes. They truly do not require a lot, which makes them fabulous, fabulous little pets. Since they are from a kind of desert environment, they do not require a specific high humidity. They do not require a super elaborate, tank setup. Honestly, they are great if they just have a couple of hides, some enrichment stuff like logs, a water bowl, and then aspen bedding. That's truly all that these little guys need. And since they are not much bigger than this as full-grown adults, they also do not require very large tanks and would be fine in a 40-gallon as an adult. Babies are fine kept in 20 gallons. Some people might even keep adults in 20 gallons, but I truly believe that the bigger the tank, the better. So I keep Wilbur in a 40. But like I said, they're extremely hardy. They don't require a whole lot. Just make sure that they have the basic necessities that any snake would need, and they will be good to go. Because of the very simplistic setup that they require and the fact that they do not need, specific humidity or that they do not need a very high temperature range, I give these a 5 out of 5 as far as, care and hardiness as well. Oh, he kind of wiggled out of my hand there. But yeah, so far, caring for Wilbur has been the easiest snake out of all of the ones that I have. He's just adorable, really simple, and really sweet. So, yeah. And last but not least, the final point that I'm going to touch on is price/availability. Now, this is kind of big whenever it comes to figuring out what type of animal and or reptile you're going to get, is figuring out how much you're willing to spend on them. Now, as I previously said, Western hognoses do not require a very elaborate setup, meaning you can have them in a 20 to 40 gallon regular, glass aquarium tank, and they will be absolutely happy. Like, they will be fine in that setup. They can be in aspen bedding or reptibark even, both which are very cheap substrates. All they really need, like I said, is a water bowl and a heat mat to go on either one side of the tank, underneath on one side of the tank. As far as UVB lighting, as most snakes, they do not require UVB. I personally feel like it would not hurt to have UVB. All it can do is make it a little bit better for the snake. But again, depending on what you want to spend, you do not need to have UVB lighting for these guys. Now, I think the most expensive part of the hognose will be the hognose itself. And because of this, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4, maybe even a 3.5 out of 5, because Western hognoses are venomous. If they bite you, it will swell up and you will have some problems for a while. It's not too serious and it's very rare for them to bite. But because they are venomous, it is extremely hard to find them at a low price. It is extremely difficult to find hognoses at a, reasonably low price. Wild type hognoses that look like Wilbur here normally go around $99 to $100 on most websites. The albino morphs normally go $100 to $150. Snow morphs are $500. Tricolor morphs are around $400. It honestly just depends on what you're looking for. Personally, I think that the wild type morph, like Wilbur, is the cutest, and it's the most natural looking. I like snakes that look how snakes are supposed to look. I do not want a bright pink or like orange and yellow hognose whenever they're supposed to look like this. That's just how I feel personally. And because of that, I feel like if you were to get a snake that looked like Wilbur, for pricing, it would be a 5 out of 5. If you were to get a fancier hognose, like I said, I would give it a 3 out of 5 or a 4. And because of the fact that they are venomous, as I previously stated, availability is extremely difficult. You have to make sure that they're even allowed in your states, because some states actually do not allow the purchasing and or breeding of hognoses. It just depends on where you live and also how much you're willing to spend for how they look. So those are my 3 little things that I have to say about hognoses. I believe that they're the greatest little snake ever, though. Truly and honestly, they are my favorite snake. They have the cutest little face, as you can see his tiny little nose. They're the absolute most adorable. Great handling, great with care. Don't get much bigger than this. Pricing is really good in my opinion, as long as you want one that looks like this. And they're just wonderful beginner snakes. Like I said, I will be doing a hognose care video. This was just a little overview as to why I think they are amazing. And yeah, I love Wilbur so much, and I hope you guys love him. And I hope that this kind of helped you decide to get a hognose and or see how amazing they are. So as always, thank you guys for watching this video. I know it wasn't too long and I know it wasn't too in-depth. Like I said, I just wanted to do a little overview and insight as to why I believe that Western hognose snakes are the greatest little snake in the world. I hope it was helpful to you guys, and if you like this video, as always, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, please show it to your friends, because I mean, who doesn't want to see this adorable little face? He's the cutest. He's my baby.